We all know how beautiful and mysterious space is. But even though we admire it, the humbling truth is that humanity isn't fully prepared for what lies beyond Earth. Deadly radiation from stars, planets, and cosmic phenomena poses constant risks. And let's not forget the equipment failures that astronauts often face during their missions. Recently, some astronauts have even been trapped in space, with their return to Earth still uncertain. This is yet another reminder that space travel is far from being in our comfort zone. Now let's dive into some creepy space videos. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon to support our channel. This incident took place just 6 years ago, on October 11, 2018. A SOYUZ rocket was carrying two astronauts, Nick Hague from NASA and Alexei Ovchinin from Roscosmos. Their mission was to reach the International Space Station, and everything seemed to be going as planned. But just 2 minutes after liftoff, a booster separation failed, causing the rocket to veer off course. Thankfully, the emergency escape system activated in a split second, propelling the crew module away from the failing rocket. Now imagine being inside this rocket. You'd experience intense G-forces during the emergency blast, enough to make most of us pass out. As you can see, the astronauts were visibly tense, caught in a life-and-death situation. But thanks to the incredible design of the SOYUZ capsule, they managed to land safely in the Kazakh desert without any major injuries. The European Space Agency astronaut Luca Parmitano experienced a life-threatening incident during a spacewalk outside the ISS. While working on routine maintenance tasks, water began leaking into his helmet from the spacesuit's cooling system. Within minutes, his helmet started filling with water, obstructing his vision, covering his nose, and making it difficult to hear or speak. Since this happened in space, you know he couldn't simply remove the helmet to get rid of the water. Fortunately, Parmitano's quick thinking, along with assistance from Mission Control and his fellow astronauts, helped him safely return to the airlock. This incident, which occurred in July 2016, underlines the dangers of equipment malfunctions in space. And if it was you in his position, what would you do? This isn't some kind of real extraterrestrial encounter, but rather a scary prank. Astronaut Scott Kelly decided to add some humor to the ISS after receiving a gorilla-like suit from a cargo resupply mission. He dressed up in the suit to chase and scare another astronaut while recording their video. As you can see, the other astronaut was genuinely frightened and started swimming away in zero gravity. Personally, seeing something so unexpected in space, even as a prank, can be quite scary. For a moment, that astronaut might have thought it was some kind of alien ape coming to attack him. A spacewalk without a tether is one of the most terrifying scenarios imaginable for astronauts. Tethers are lifelines, keeping astronauts securely connected to their spacecraft or the ISS while they work on various tasks. Without them, even a slight push could send someone drifting endlessly into the vacuum of space with no way to return. But back in 1984, astronaut Bruce McCandless became the first human to perform a completely untethered spacewalk using the Manned Maneuvering Unit. This jetpack-like device allowed him to control his movements and safely return to the shuttle. As humans, we can't help but wonder what must have been going through his mind. One wrong move, a malfunction, or running out of fuel could have left him stranded forever with no chance of rescue. Discovered by the Voyager spacecraft in the 1980s, this six-sided storm spans about 20,000 miles in diameter. Saturn's massive storm is larger than two Earths, with winds moving at speeds of 200 miles per hour, and at its center lies a massive hurricane. But how can this storm form a perfect hexagon? It feels like something straight out of a science fiction movie, and this eerie symmetry remains a mystery. Just like the pyramids, you can't help but wonder, could there be more to this mysterious shape? Now take a deep breath and imagine yourself near Saturn, gazing at the swirling hexagon. Suddenly, you won't feel so lonely anymore. When we think about astronauts on the moon, we often picture them planting flags and collecting rocks. But since the moon's gravity is just 1/6 of Earth's, even simple tasks like walking or staying balanced become incredibly challenging. The bulky spacesuits restrict their movements, turning every step into an awkward hop. Falling on the moon might seem harmless at first because of the low gravity, but imagine if an astronaut stumbled and hit the sharp edge of a rock. Their spacesuits are the only shield against the moon's deadly environment, providing oxygen, regulating temperature, and protecting them from radiation. A single tear or puncture from a sharp rock could spell disaster. What makes this truly terrifying is that there's no backup plan for a breach on the moon. If a spacesuit were to fail, the astronaut would be exposed to the vacuum of space. Their body would begin to swell, oxygen would escape, and unconsciousness would follow within seconds. Tragically, death would be inevitable shortly after. The sun, which is vital for life, can also be a ticking time bomb. A coronal mass ejection, or CME, is like the sun sneezing, flinging billions of tons of charged particles into space at terrifying speeds, reaching up to 3 million miles per hour. This isn't just science fiction. It's happened before. In 1859, during the Carrington event, one of the most powerful CMEs ever recorded slammed into Earth. If something like that were to happen today, it would disrupt satellites, knock out power grids, and wipe out the internet, essentially sending us back to the Stone Age. What's even scarier is that we have no way to stop these solar tantrums. All we can do is detect them, brace for impact, and hope the chaos ends as quickly as it begins. What's even scarier is that there are reports suggesting this could happen in 2025. If it does, then say goodbye to YouTube, the internet, and most of the technology we rely on daily. We hope you found this video interesting. So do make sure to drop a like for the algorithm, as your efforts matter. Now, this is Team Cosmic Explorers, signing off. Until next time, keep exploring.